In tonight's episode of Chicago P.D., Officer Dante Torres found himself deep undercover in a dangerous drug ring operated by the ruthless Perez. Perez, who was married to Gloria, was growing tired of his wife despite her enduring beauty. He had begun to slowly push her out of his criminal endeavors, fearing she may expose the operation. Gloria, realizing she was being sidelined by her husband, made a risky decision to turn against him. She was willing to betray Perez and jeopardize his entire operation, even engaging in a secret affair with Officer Torres. The stakes were high for both of them, as Perez's reaction to discovering their betrayal could be deadly. Despite Perez's blatant infidelity, Gloria knew that her disloyalty would not be tolerated. She understood that her husband would not hesitate to eliminate anyone who threatened his criminal empire, including her and Torres. As Torres continued his undercover role, posing as a mechanic, the tension and danger within the drug ring continued to escalate. Perez's trustworthiness was called into question when he was almost caught during a drug run. In response, he confided only in his cousin Matias, believing that Matias would never betray him. Despite his previous lack of concern for Gloria's welfare during a potential raid, Perez now saw Matias as his most loyal and trustworthy confidant. After Perez discovered a potential raid while leaving Gloria in charge, he immediately warned Matias to back off, a gesture he had never before extended to Gloria. This betrayal led to the end of his marriage, as Perez was now willing to sacrifice Gloria for his own gain. However, Perez believed he could still use Torres for his drug runs. Reluctantly, Perez allowed Torres to make a run for him. Unfortunately, Torres was held at gunpoint during this run, resulting in a Good Samaritan being shot while trying to protect him. Unable to reveal his true identity, the cop had to call for an ambulance using a fake name and later show up at Perez's business without the expected bag of cash. Perez's emotions were running high as Matias pointed the finger at Torres for the unfortunate incident. The money, which was meant to settle a debt with a cartel, had gone missing. It was imperative that they retrieve it, so Torres was tasked with leading the charge to recover the missing funds. His mission was to identify the culprit behind the theft, with the assistance of the authorities. The investigation focused on identifying who had knowledge of the money. Given Perez's extensive list of foes, they delved into that aspect, while Burgess kept a close eye on anyone tailing Torres. She observed Gloria's car in his neighborhood on multiple occasions, leading her to suspect a romantic connection between the two. Burgess warned Torres discreetly to sever ties with Gloria. The repercussions of their affair becoming public knowledge could be dire, jeopardizing both his career and his safety. If word got out about his involvement with a criminal informant, he could face imprisonment. Burgess urged him to end the relationship, and he seemed to grasp the gravity of the situation. Torres reached out to Gloria at a later time, informing her that he had made the decision to end their relationship. Gloria listened to his words attentively, revealing that she was growing weary of her marriage to Perez and expressed her desire to break free. She confessed to skimming money from her husband's business and had amassed enough funds to go into hiding for a few months, indicating that she was ready to make her move immediately. Despite Gloria's readiness to escape, Torres tried to dissuade her from leaving and instead implored her to trust him as he vowed to bring down Perez. He assured her that once Perez was behind bars, they could finally move on and start afresh. Meanwhile, Torres conducted his own investigation into the individuals who had previously robbed him and stumbled upon discarded guns in an alleyway, which he handed over to the authorities. These weapons were traced back to Miguel Lazaro, whose father had been killed by Perez not long before. Seeking revenge, Miguel and his brother Tommy had targeted Torres in an attempt to get back at Perez. As the police delved into the Lazaro brothers' deaths, they discovered that Gloria had been in contact with them. Further examination of their phone records confirmed their communication with her. It was revealed that Gloria had been secretly skimming money and potentially orchestrated the robbery with the Lazaro brothers after learning of Torres's plan to leave. These unsettling revelations unfolded while Torres and Gloria were together, with Gloria mentioning her financial efforts to Torres in their intimate moments. Burgess informed Torres about the series of phone calls he had received. Despite his attempts to reach Gloria, all he got was her voicemail. She had missed their scheduled check-in. Unexpectedly, Matias arrived and escorted Torres to a covert meeting with Perez. To Torres' surprise, Gloria was present at the meeting as well. Perez accused them of being romantically involved and suspected them of either betraying him or collaborating with the Lazaro brothers in a theft. In a cruel attempt to extract a confession from Torres, Perez ordered Gloria to torture him. Admitting to taking the money, Torres did so in an effort to protect Gloria, unaware that Perez was actually the one responsible for the brothers' deaths. Perez targeted them because they claimed not to know the whereabouts of the stolen money, which led Torres to falsely claim he had hidden it elsewhere. Perez eventually saw through the lie and was prepared to execute Torres when he managed to break free. While held captive, Gloria discreetly provided Torres with a knife, revealing that she had not joined forces with the Lazaro brothers and had only been checking up on them as old family friends. Torres, trusting her words, freed himself and killed Matias. As Torres prepared to arrest Perez for his crimes, Gloria intervened and fatally shot Perez. Understanding her reasons, Torres covered for her when questioned by his fellow officers, claiming both killings were acts of self-defense. Ultimately, Gloria chose to remain in Chicago, prioritizing her relationship with Torres over concerns about the cartel. Free from the threats posed by Perez and the criminal underworld, they could finally be together without fear or hesitation.